So hello everyone, welcome to Game 3 of Coach Rivals, where we have Yummi versus the Goon Squad. I'm your host, Mr. Hernandez Teachers, and I'm joined here today by...
I'm Rogue Otters.
And we're going to immediately take this time to get into picks and bans. Rogue Otters, do you have picks and bans up on your screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me take away the picks and bans as this has already the game has already gone underway, and I'm going to take over the Illuminati. That's you know what, I may not say that the entire game. Maybe naughty, maybe no, that's not going to work. I'm just going to call him the blue team probably. Okay. But we have Jax in the top lane, Zach in the jungle, Cassiopeia in the mid lane, Misfortune on ADC, and Leona supporting her in that bot lane. And introducing the Goon Squad, we have...
All right, in the top lane, we have Urgot. In the jungle, Sejuani. Mid lane, Veigar. In the bot lane is the duo of Tristana and Yumi at support.
Yeah, so do you want to talk about the Goon Squad real quick, coming out from the red side, about what they're looking to do against this Illuminati team?
Absolutely. They are very much that team fight. Sejuani with Yumi on top of her, getting in your face. Using Veigar kind of as that zone of control for the backline. Not that the other team really has a whole lot of backline jump outside of Zach. And then really just fighting front to back. They have a ton of tank pressure with the Tristana. She's just going to melt through them. Veigar can pick off any, like the Jax or the Leona jumping in. Sejuani has so much peel and engage. And then Urgot is just your beefy guy who's kind of sitting there doing some DPS, but really just keeping their two carries safe.
Right. And on the blue side here, I think what they have is an excellent early to late game scaling composition. Misfortune can really bully that lane hard. It is pretty matched by the Tristana Yumi combo that can be in a very aggressive lane. But I do see these two lanes just coming out even in the end, with the Cassiopeia possibly just taking away the late game. Zach, I love Zach, as you know, speaking of your name. And when I think about Zach, he can definitely get some creative ganks off, from some great distance by level 9 when he has his E fully maxed out. And the interesting thing is that does get countered by the Veigar. If he sees that shadow coming down, that Veigar, then he can immediately throw his cage out, and Zach, it's not a blink, so he will get stunned on that cage, and that can actually prove to be detrimental in terms of getting off a clean gank. So that Veigar is definitely going to have to be on his toes. What do you notice about this Jax Urgot matchup?
So the top lane matchup is very much about respect. It's going to be who's got the wave under control, and does Urgot respect Jax when he's built up his passive, and then when he jumps in, and vice versa. If Jax is not able to control the wave, just not throwing his life needlessly away into the Urgot. If Urgot gets rolling, he can really take over and make life miserable for Jax, and vice versa. It's really kind of snowbally either way. I expect it potentially to be pretty bloody.
I expect an early gank to come top, and possibly multiple ganks, considering how even the bot lane should be. So I think,
especially because I think Sejuani has so much. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
I think it's going to be definitely volatile in that top lane.
Yeah. Sej kind of has the edge on Zach early. So if they ends up being a 2v2, I think that could be really, really hard for Jax to get going. But if Zach can catch Urgot, with his pants down, getting Jax ahead, it's going to be huge.
Does Urgot wear pants?
I assume there's something on all 6 of his spider legs.
All right, and after that, we are just going to boot up our intro video, and we will meet you in game. All right, everybody, welcome to the final game of the evening. Again, we have the Yummi Nauti over on the blue side, and on red side, we have the Goon Squad.
All right, are we gonna get? We got some early pings. Are we gonna get an invade? Nope. Looks like everyone is opening 5-point. That is disappointing.
Actually, as I'm looking at all the champions, it would appear that Misfortune is the only one without a skin. That's basic Misfortune coming out from Bullet Games.
I'd also like to point out those are definitely some sort of pant-like apparatus on the Urgot. If you zoom in real close on that.
Yeah, this is like Urgot, right? He's wearing slippers. He's got some boots on. I don't see any pants, but
those are definitely pants. Pretty typical start. Looks like bot's gonna leash for both sides.
Yeah, no early wards coming out.
Nope.
Actually, we do see one in the top side here from that Urgot.
I actually like the lack of invade. I think neither side really has a great one, but you know, Yummi could get in there and do a little poking around. Looks like she tried to.
Just some defensive wards coming out.
Yep.
As we see the leash coming out from both bot laners.
So let's talk a bit about some of these matchups, if you don't mind. The mid lane, I think, is particularly interesting because they're just going to be scaling the whole time. It's really awesome just to watch people farm for like 15 minutes. That being said, I actually think the bot lane will be pretty interesting. You have a Leona MF, which is just like the pick if you want to be aggressive, right? Get in their faces, lock somebody down. MF is just dealing out a ton of damage. Leona passive going off. And then on the other side, you kind of have the team that wants to wait a little bit for 6. They can be aggressive in poking, but you know they're definitely going to lose that all in if they get caught.
Yeah, what I find interesting is this early gank coming out from the Zac. He is looking for something. He just shows and backs off.
Yep.
That is actually going to put him behind. That gives the red team a lot of information. He's probably going to go for a full clear there.
Yeah.
Actually,
so
I see Sejuani possibly going for an invade on the blue, but it is warded. So we'll see how that turns out. Actually,
Zac
that ward just expired.
Zac did not have their elastic slingshot, so they couldn't actually jump in there.
Okay.
And I do not believe that ward picked up.
No, they have no idea that this is
Sejuani.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put out that defensive ward on the bot side of the blue, so he's definitely going to grab this. Yeah, if he grabs this, he's going to 3-buff him. Maybe he can grab the scuttle right here. This is perfect timing for Sejuani.
Yeah, that's really nice. Now, and actually, depending on this wave, it looks like a pretty good opportunity for them to either dive if they're confident enough or look topside because Jax is about half health.
Yeah, he's really low.
And Urgot is just having his way with him.
But Urgot, I mean, he's supposed to do that, I guess, especially against the melee matchup, but he's low on mana, so let's see that proves to be detrimental. Zac is just going to do scuttle. I don't know. This Zac is getting pushed really far behind as we see an 8 CS lead for the Sejuani early.
Yeah, they're on red now, so effectively 3-buffing them. That's tough. Oh, and Jax is at about 200 HP.
Yeah, he's sticking
probably
around.
Needs to go back.
He does have teleport.
Yeah, I think that's one of the hardest things is, you know, you trying to teach top laners how to not feel like they're missing out and using that teleport effectively to get a like cheap recall. You know, you're allowed that one mistake, even though it is a longer cooldown now. It's about 6 minutes when it's used early. Honestly, it's worth him backing. He's soaking XP, but he's not getting any of this farm.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty even. The lane is pushing into him. He's only 5 CS down. Looking at the lane states, the red side does have pretty small leads everywhere except for mid lane, which is pretty even. Can we talk about this mid lane? Oh, as we see the Misfortune going in, but might want to get out here. The Tristana should have jump available. Goes in, gets the kill and the reset. jumps onto the Misfortune barrier coming out, the flash away, and the Misfortune getting away, but that wave is in an awful position for the Misfortune, and we see the Tristana doing a ton of damage early on to this Misfortune as she went in and she did not want to go in there.
Yeah, so one thing I did not see was that Misfortune does not have heal.
Yeah, I was going to point that out earlier with the barrier, but you know, it is what it is. They're making decisions for themselves.
Yeah, that's just going to snowball that CS lead that Tristana has built up even more, shoving it in. This will bounce for them, but they're going to miss out on almost a wave and a half here.
Yeah, that's really going to hurt. As things calm down a little bit, there are two things, and you get to pick what we talk about. Who scales better in the mid lane, Cassiopeia or Veigar? And this first dragon is going to be Infernal.
So that means we're either getting Earth, Cloud, or Water. Ocean, rather. Interesting. I mean, obviously either team would love to have the Infernal Drake. In terms of scaling, it's pretty close. Cass has to be a little closer in order to do her damage, but she can have some really impactful ults. And that may come down to it. I just don't know if she'll ever be able to get close enough.
Sejuani's checking over on this Drake, but it is going to be a 3-for-3. The Zax's not available. The TP coming out from the Veigar. We see a fight coming in. The Leona dropped very low. Is the bomb going to make her die? Yes! The reset for the Tristana. Jumping in. The catch on the Veigar with the cage. Zac having to E away from the fight. As the red buff spawns, Veigar puts the ward down, and that is going to be a clean kill for the red team, and it is now their Drake as they just push in and bully them away here.
That's tough. So, yeah, Leona starting the Drake early without their jungler. They actually had the beat on the Scuttle, but somehow, I think Sedge might have smited it away. I missed it. And then Cass actually had a fantastic ult. She almost got them out of that, but it wasn't quite enough to get Leona out without dying from the Tristana bomb. Almost a really well-played fight.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, but I wonder if Leona either activated her W early, or because I kind of thought I saw it on her, but maybe if she didn't have it up, the Leona W, the shield, would have probably raised up her defenses just enough to make sure that she didn't die, but it would have been close for sure.
Loving the warding coming out from red side top laner. Great pink ward to keep him safe as he pushes up. And just, maintaining his basically 10 CS lead. But he also has teleport over the Jax right now, so if he had needed to teleport in there, he would have been able to beat him to the punch.
Yeah, looking at the builds we do, as we see a flash away immediately from the Jax, a lot of respects coming out from the Jax as he flashes away from the Urgot. Urgot just throws a Q at him.
Yeah.
But the
I think that's a pretty good flash.
The Misfortune actually has the Executioner's Blade.
That makes sense, yeah.
Not the best TP. Oh no, the Leona running in the wrong direction. As we saw the TP actually coming out from the Yummi. I didn't even catch that. As the Leona goes down again, just stops in lane and accepts her fate. 3 deaths on the Leona, 3 kills, and a killing spree going over for the Tristana. Tristana can really do whatever she wants in this lane. She's really, as we know, Tristana can really push down turrets hard with her E and the wave push that she can manage. And I really think that this is going to be a really detrimental sign, and maybe no scaling coming out possibly from the Cassiopeia in time.
Yeah, I don't know that she'll have enough time. Tristana is going to be able to jump on her. This Tristana is going to back probably with IE. Double check the gold. Yeah, she'll have IE. That's really tough. Ooh, Sejuani with the flash.
Yeah, they just poked her away. Probably stayed a little bit too long without the extra support. Bot lane didn't have their wave in a great position to push up.
Yeah, I also did not catch that Yumi had teleport exhaust.
Yeah, I was actually like, okay, Urgot's not teleporting to a great position, but yeah, that really caught me off guard, and great teleport just to get back into the fight and support.
Yeah, that was a nifty little play.
Yeah, this Misfortune without Flash. Actually, Flash is coming up in about 5 seconds. But this Leona, just the immobile Leona just in lane, is really going to prove detrimental if they get any sort of bomb on her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they need to get a reset here. They need to call their jungler down. Unfortunately, doesn't look like they're going to get a chance to. Ooh.
We see the Leona engage the ultimate from the Tristana to push the Misfortune away, and then just a disengage. I did see the ignite come out from the Leona onto the Tristana. There was a little bit of action top, I think. I did miss it in that, but we do see that the Urgot in the top lane is just going to recall and has teleport available, so he doesn't miss anything. His wave is not in the best position, though.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to start up Herald, which is a good take. Although Sejuani is pathing towards and has a level lead on the Zac. I don't know if they
Sejuani
can
gets
contest
vision of
though,
it
or that's
here.
not here. Yeah. They have vision now. Looks like
Yeah,
it's gonna
maybe
go
we
down.
get a fight. The Sejuani ult coming in. The cage, there's no escape as the damage comes out. Zac blobs come out. The ultimate coming out from the Urgot. The instant kill onto the Jax, and then on the back end, the Zac passive goes down.
I was like, unfortunately, a whiffed Cassiopeia ult, but fantastic cage, great Sejuani ult, and Urgot just there to finish up with the DPS.
Yeah, but fortunately for the blue side is that they did pick up the Rift Herald there, and it does go to their top laner, who is about 25 CS down. So getting anything back as he teleports to top is going to help him out. As we see the Tristana go in onto the Leona. Leona trying to just walk away, but can't walk away fast enough. As we see the damage come out, and 4 kills, 550 gold bounty onto the Tristana. Double CS on the Misfortune almost.
She's gonna be. She has about almost 3,000 gold in the bank right now that she hasn't spent.
As we see in the top lane, Urgot and Jax going at it. Jax doing no damage. Urgot just decimating him as he puts him into the ground. As Urgot walks in, takes a couple turret shots, and walks
Yeah, I'm
away.
telling you, it's those pants, man. Urgot has his pants on. He has not taken them off, and it's all the difference.
As we see a little bit of engage onto the Zac. Zac going down. The stun coming out from the Sejuani. Sejuani going in for the kill and does get that kill onto the Zac. No passive available. Oh, and 2 Zac. 2 kills onto the Sejuani now.
So here's what needs to happen. They've got to. Blue side has to stem the bleeding. They just need to really kind of buckle down, stop feeding into the Tristan if they can, collect some waves, and really just claw their way back in. Because right now, pretty much their big hopes are Jax scaling and Cassiopeia getting a 5-man ult. You know, they're definitely not out of it. It's still early, but a 7,000 gold lead is pretty tough.
Yeah, right now we see almost a 7,000 gold lead as we see Jax going in again against the Urgot, and the Urgot just eats him alive with the ultimate as he just is decimating this lane. Nothing that Jax can do, not a fight that he wants to take, and not stemming the bleeding that you had called for.
Yeah, a wasted flash too. That's hard to stomach as well. And that Urgot is just having his way. He's taken 4 solos.
We see a whiff Sejuani ult, but is she going to get away? A great Leona stun. The Yumi ult coming down, not catching anybody. The Misfortune ult just to push him away. The Zac comes in on the back end. They're looking for a kill. The heal out coming from the Yumi. Zac bouncing away. A great Cassiopeia ult coming out there, chasing the Yumi. Yumi can't jump away. The cage coming down from the Veigar. They're not focused. Veigar gets a kill on the back end. As we see the Tristana just doing so much damage to the Misfortune. Leona's still going in. Can't get out. And we see 4 dead on the blue side and 2 dead on the red.
That's gold, though. I mean, 4 for 2 is never something you want, but they did get a double kills on their 2 carries. There are some big shutdowns still there for them, but as we get the Herald drop mid.
Yeah, again, some gold over for the blue side.
No, unfortunately not. It's after the plates were down.
Oh,
so.
wow. I didn't even catch that. Yeah, 15 minutes, a minute too late.
Yeah. Not only that, so as I was saying,
flashed onto the jacks right here, but I don't think he's going to be in range to get anything.
He's got that speed up, though, from the shrine.
Veigar waiting for the Zac just to walk in, but it is going to be a 3v2 in the top lane. Let's see how this goes. As we see a fight, as he does get away, the Urgot ult whiffs over there. Cassiopeia is still going, doing as much damage as possible, but not a lot of items to do so, but gets the shutdown onto the Urgot. The Twin Fang is just doing so much damage onto the Urgot right there.
That is huge.
That's definitely who they want gold to go on.
Yep, 700 gold shutdown. That actually almost brings her even with Veigar. Unfortunately, everywhere else is about.
As we see a Sejuani over the wall onto the Misfortune, the cage comes out, a lot of damage coming out, and then the Tristana on the back end with the Yumi heal keeping him alive against the Cassiopeia, who was throwing Twin Fang after Twin Fang as they push down the mid lane.
How do you feel about the Tristana building Storm Razors first?
What I like about Stormrazor as an ADC pseudo main, I say pseudo main because I was a support for so long, is that it's a big slow. If she gets one auto attack and then that slow will compound with rapid fire cannon, which is her second or third item, depending on how she decides to do it, she has so much damage. She can do whatever she wants, to be honest. She buys an IE immediately out.
Yeah. She's got about 2,000 gold more than anybody else in the game.
Yeah, she's at 8,200. Definitely who the red side wants gold on, as we see 1,000 gold on the Veigar in the Cassiopeia as well. We want that Cassiopeia to get all these shutdowns, honestly.
Yeah, that's probably their, or Jax. If Jax gets a couple shutdowns, you know, they do have some options here with all their outer turrets down. It does give them opportunities to catch these lanes and try to slow the game down as much as they can, while we see red side go for the Herald, which is their opportunity to speed it up.
Yeah, blue side just honestly has no idea, as they're trying to wait on Dragon, but Dragon doesn't spawn for another 30 seconds.
Yeah, they better be careful, otherwise red's got the push mid.
But they're looking for a
This is what
flank.
we tried to do in our game.
They're looking for a flank, but as I said, the cage comes out, the Zac gets stunned out, the Misfortune ult coming out, the Yumio, as she's taking out the turret, she dies to the turret. Misfortune doing as much damage as possible, eats a W from the Veigar. Zac goes down on the back end, Twin Fangs are coming out, double kill for the Tristana, great ulti from the Leona. 800 gold shutdown for the Cassiopeia as they're chasing the kills. They get another kill, another shutdown for the Cassiopeia as she gets 6-2-1. She is going to be in a position to carry. She got all of those shutdown kills.
Wow. Meanwhile, a triple kill coming out of the Tristana, but that was phenomenal by Cass. That's how you carry.
Yeah, honestly, she's now within 1,300, 1,400 gold of the Tristana. So she is definitely brought her carry pants. Actually, does a snake wear pants?
No, they do not. They definitely can't have boots.
Yeah, so no boots, no pants. She just well, they shed their skin, right? So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you need legs to have both of those things. So yeah, she's put out.
Yeah, but definitely there to carry as they do set up on the drag. They take the drag over here. They were setting up the drag earlier as the red side was taking away the red Herald.
She can have socks, Robbie.
Yeah, she can have one
sock. She gets one sock. Yeah.
She gets one sock. If only we had socks in the game for her.
What a shame. Well, so, I mean, that's kind of what Blue Team needed to get back into this. They're still down about 9,000? 8.5, let's call it. But if Red Team is willing to just throw themselves in like that, there was some spent gold on the red side, but
during that fight, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was big shutdowns.
Wait, they picked up the second rift, but they didn't actually drop it mid. They would have the mid turret if they had done that. Maybe a mid setup right there.
Yeah, I think they're looking to drop it down bot. Yep, as they drop it down bot.
Hey, it's a good choice. Cassiopeia is here, but she's definitely going to need some support as it does come in. The Leona ulti coming out. The Misfortune ulting across all 3 of the members. The Tristana ults away the Cassiopeia. A lot of damage coming out. As we see the Yumi getting away onto the Veigar. Missing the E from the Leona. Cassiopeia trying to get the Tristana, but Tristana just shuts down the Cassiopeia. Stay too long there. As we see both sides step away from that fight, but with red side taking the better trades.
That was a case of Yumi doing Yumi things, unfortunately. She just heals so much. They took too long to kill the Sejuani, and then they had nothing left for the Tristana. Tristana actually ulted Cass as she was hitting her ultimate, and just completely whiffs. I actually don't think it would hit anything as they take this inhibitor, so...
Yeah, it may not have been in position, but Jax is split pushing top, trying to get whatever he can.
Prize.
Because the Urgot did teleport, so it is going to be blue team's first turret, which is gold in their pockets as they bring the gold down to 9,000. I guess it's been hovering around there.
Yep, that was a great play. They knew that they were pretty safe to take that mid tower and just had Urgot tank it. But yeah, Jax gets a consolation solo tower time. He's sitting at about 1,800. Not enough to finish his Triforce, but he's getting the pieces.
Honestly,
slowly but surely.
Honestly, what this blue side needs, or what the red side needs to do to finish this game out cleanly is just set up around the Baron pit, clear out all the vision, make blue team come in, take a clean Baron, and then just run it in for the game. Yeah,
with the pressure they have bot now with that inhibitor that's open, this one unfortunately is pretty much all said and done. There's not a whole lot of maneuvering for the blue squad outside of maybe getting a catch. I just don't know who they could catch. Maybe Veigar. Veigar's probably your best bet for a catch. Urgot's too tanky. Sejuani is too tanky, and probably going to have Yumi. Tristana's too mobile. Yeah, that's going to be real difficult sledding for him. Also, right now, as it stands, no flashes on the 2 carries for the blue squad, while...
As we see the Tristana jumping in onto the Jax and the Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia ults onto the Urgot. Urgot taking a lot of damage. May not be able to survive this as he gets his ult off, but not in time to eat up the Jax. As they do get a kill. And red side, as we were saying, needs to set up a clean Baron. That is not how you do it.
Yeah, that was sloppy. I don't know why their jungler and the mid laner weren't there. I guess maybe trying to get the lanes going, but yeah, that was they should not have been there. Really, really good ult from the cast again. Good pick.
Leona's a little bit mispositioned, but Veigar's not gonna jump over and ult her. That would be a kill, and I think anytime you can kill the support, it definitely helps out your team.
I think he's thinking he wants to save his ult for bigger fish right now. Because if they're able to pick off Cass, or even...
As we see a fight coming out, the Veigar gets the Zac going down, the Yumi ult coming down, a lot of damage coming out from the red side as the blue team just double kill for the Tristana as the Misfortune just runs away. That was just way too much damage, too fast. The Wombo combo coming out with the Sejuani ult. Definitely not where blue side wanted to be. There's nothing to fight for right there. It looks like they're trying to push in for some vision around drag, but it's only 3rd drag. Something that you can give up.
I think one itemization choice I might reconsider for Cass is going Morello's over the Rylai's. I don't know that you're really going to be chasing anybody down. I know it makes it easier for you to hit your Qs, but the magic pen and the anti-healing that you really need against the squad is I can't really overstate it.
Yeah, not only the anti-healing, as we see Yumi with 2 chalices of harmony. I'm not sure if that was intentional.
She had all the magic all the magic
it doesn't stack. It's a unique passive. The red team is finally taking over the Baron. Blue team's just gonna have to give it up at this point. They just collect the mid and bot waves. Their base would have died if they didn't catch the waves.
Yeah, definitely no contesting there.
As they're just walking over to their dragon. Honestly, I would have liked to have seen them just leave the dragon, go top.
This is wasting.
Yeah, this is kind of not the cleanest finish here. They're just trying to take everything that they can.
Yep.
But honestly, as they're actually hitting a recall, honestly, I don't agree with this. It's going to be a strong push coming in, but they're honestly just wasting time at this point.
They don't. I mean, they have some gold to spend, but not.
Yeah. Urgot is teleporting, or no, Veigar. Sorry, that was Veigar teleporting top.
Yep.
And
Urgot should have followed, I think.
well, Urgot and Yummi, all three of them had okay, there's another teleport coming from the Yummi right there.
Oh Lord.
I think the Cassiopeia, a big ult, a good catch. As the Veigar cage is down.
Jack's just narrowly getting out of that one.
Yeah. They got some time. It does have a little bit of a wind-up. I just don't see him clearing these waves too easily.
You know what I want, Robbie, is I want a damage calculator in spectator mode, man. I love like being able to see that in real time.
Well, in this view, we can see like the health bars. That's about it, though.
That's true. In real time, I can see them disappearing. That's about it.
Yeah, sometimes they just disappear too fast. Like, I can't even push the button fast enough. As we see the 3 top and 2 bot, the 3-2, as we see an engage on the top lane. Bazak's going to the bot lane. The Leona ultimate coming out there, looking for the Yummi, and the Tristana dies instantly. As the Cassiopeia chase is going to be huge. The Veigar does get a consolation kill as he goes down as well. The Zac coming out onto the bot lane tower. Cassiopeia coming down. Flash ulti from the Sejuani has a lot of damage coming out from the Urgot. Cassiopeia goes golden here. Is he going to be able to get away from this Urgot and just clear the wave? Maybe just hold out. He did get a couple more kills there. Some great ultimates have been coming out from this Misfortune in the fights, just not doing enough damage in the end.
3 for 3 though, and they hold their Nexus towers. That's not the worst. Again, a shutdown on Tristana that went towards Cass, who now has 2,000 gold in the bank to spend. You know, I don't understand why the jungler and jungler and top were bought.
Yeah, that wasn't a 4-1 would have been better with as big as this Urgot and as well as he's been playing this game. Just slow pushing the bot wave and really stretching them out thin would have been the better choice. I agree.
Yeah, if Tristan had a little peel there, I think they end. Like, that fight is probably won, but really great job. Leona has had some nice engages after a rough early game.
Yeah, definitely mispositioning throughout the early game, but I definitely agree. She has been on point with these Leona ults. I definitely see them hitting perfectly each time.
Yeah. As you know, as kind of Misfortune is on the lowest amount of maybe we'll call it social security salary. She actually is outputting enough damage. She's getting her ults off.
She does have the healing reduction, which does go through with the ult.
Yeah, which is huge. I don't think they'd win these fights if her positioning had been worse.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't look like it because her score isn't great, but considering she only has one
wasted it there in the bot lane, so no Misfortune ult.
There's the caster curse for you.
As the Sejuani ult comes in, as she does get away from it, some good damage coming onto the Sejuani. Is a lot of damage going on to Sejuani, but the Veigar cage is there to catch too. Cassiopeia doing as much damage as possible, goes golden in the base. Misfortune right next to her, trying to build out as much damage as possible, but as the last one alive, Veigar looking for a stun, gets the stun, but can't follow up with the damage as they take the inhibitor. And they really need to you got to believe that this is just going to be game with no more Misfortune or 2 waves crashing in mid and bot. As the cage comes out, a lot of damage, and that's going to be the ace for the Veigar as we see 1 Nexus turret, 2 Nexus turrets, and the Nexus go down. The thumbs up coming out from the Tristana.
Not the cleanest game, but they were able to really snowball their lead and secure all of the objectives they needed to. Did they give up both heralds or just 1 herald?
They traded because they did get the kill, the 3 kills in the first herald. But the Yummi Nauti did pick it up in the fight.
That's right, and then they picked up the second one and used it bot side. I think a little smoother early game for Reds or for Blue side, and if Cass isn't fighting such an uphill battle the entire time, they may have been able to pull it out. But I would say that was a well fought from both sides. Definitely some areas that just need to be cleaned up for both teams come playoffs.
Yeah, I think if the blue side had gotten and just kind of ditched the laning phase a little bit earlier and made a move against the Veigar, because Veigar is very immobile. He did have flash available, but Leona was hitting her ults, so a lot of damage coming out for the Misfortune, the Cassiopeia, maybe even the Zac jumping onto the Veigar. Sometime in the early game would have alleviated some of that pressure, not feeding the Tristana so much in the bot lane. There were some options here, and just the red team did outvision them, did push their advantage, did lollygag a little bit towards the end there, but they did finish it out finally in the end.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think mid lane was a big kind of needed to be a focal point more for their jungler, who just needs to, something we've talked about with our own team is just pick a lane and camp the crap out of them and make it essentially a 4v5 where you can, or 5v4 rather, and unfortunately they just weren't able to sort of get to the point where they could team fight like they wanted to, and get that early pressure with the bot lane that they had.
Yeah. We do, in my games, we do award MVP, so I think we're probably going to be in agreement that we do have to give MVP to. Who are you thinking?
Man, I'm gonna give it to Tristana, I think.
Me too. I definitely think that Tristana in the early game pressed her advantage, really shut down the Misfortune Leona, as we were saying, like that was supposed to be an even matchup, but just really outshone the Yuminati's bot lane. And maybe probably was a little bit of a skill discrepancy there, but pushed the advantage early and really did carry that into the other lanes as they took Dragon, they took Rift Herald. She was there for every fight. So the Tristana is what I'm going to give it to.
I think the clear ace, the award for the losing squad is definitely Cass. She had some really phenomenal ults. Honestly, like the reason this game, they were able to hold on for as long as they did is because of her damage output. I think the damage output was there. She really did do her job in that and was doing it early, but I think the Leona ults catching key members in a lot of those fights did stall out the game. Caught the Tristana multiple times, caught the Veigar multiple times, multi-man ultimates from the Leona. Definitely did a ton of work to help the Cassiopeia because she is a scaling champion, so did help a lot in getting her the time to scale and the time to do the damage output that she ended up doing. Yeah. Cool.
All right. Thank you, Rogue Otters, for the cast.
Thank you.
Great cast this evening. And that was going to be it for this evening. Game 3 of Illuminati and the Goon Squad taking it away in the end. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this week of Coach Rivals Week 4. Joining us next week, next Thursday, as we go into Week 5 of Coach Rivals and 2 more weeks remaining in the regular season. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.